Have you ever wondered if that sweet, juicy fruit you eat every day is actually hurting your blood sugar more than helping it? Most seniors have been told for years that fruits are healthy, no questions asked. But what no one tells you is that some fruits, especially for those over 60 with diabetes, can be just as dangerous as candy when eaten the wrong way. And sadly, many older adults are unknowingly putting their health at risk with what seems like a harmless snack. You might be thinking, but it's natural sugar that can't be that bad, right? The truth is, after 65, your metabolism slows down, your insulin sensitivity changes, and your body just doesn't process sugar the way it used to. Even fruits that look healthy, like bananas, grapes, or even oranges, can cause dangerous blood sugar spikes if you're not careful. That's exactly why today's video is so important. We're going to reveal 5 of the worst fruits for seniors with diabetes. And yes, we'll finally answer the question, are oranges really safe, or are they silently sabotaging your blood sugar? Before we dive in, comment 1 if you enjoy videos like this, or 0 if you think we could make it better. And don't forget to subscribe, especially if you care about receiving clear, simple elderly advice that actually helps. Stick with me until the end, because the last fruit is one most people eat without question, but it might just be the most dangerous of them all. Ready? Let's get started. Number 1. Watermelon. The deceptive summer treat watermelon might seem like the perfect fruit for hot days. Light, juicy, and refreshing. But for seniors with diabetes, this summer favorite can quietly become one of the worst choices. Despite its high water content, watermelon has an extremely high glycemic index, meaning it turns into sugar in your bloodstream almost immediately after you eat it. And because it feels so light, it's easy to eat large portions without even realizing how much sugar you're consuming. One large slice can send your blood glucose levels soaring, especially if you eat it on an empty stomach or without protein or fat to balance it out. Let me share the story of Harold, a 74-year-old retired teacher. Every afternoon, especially during the summer months, Harold would reward himself with a generous serving of watermelon. It felt harmless, refreshing, even. But over time, he started noticing he'd feel unusually tired and shaky just an hour or two after eating it. When his doctor reviewed his food journal and glucose readings, the culprit was clear. The watermelon, though natural, was acting like a sugar bomb in his system. Comment 2 if watermelon is something you've eaten recently, just so I know you're still watching and learning with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We're here every week with honest, science-backed elderly advice that can help you feel stronger, clearer, and more in control of your health. Number 2. Pineapple. The tropical trap. Pineapple is one of those fruits that looks like it belongs in every healthy senior's kitchen. It's colorful, hydrating, and full of vitamin C. But if you're over 65 and dealing with diabetes, pineapple can quietly sabotage your blood sugar. What makes it especially dangerous is the high amount of natural sugar combined with very little fiber. This creates a perfect storm for a quick spike in glucose levels, especially when eaten on an empty stomach or without any protein or healthy fat to slow digestion. Here's what many people don't realize. 1 cup of fresh pineapple chunks has about 16 to 18 grams of sugar. That's more than a glazed donut. Even worse, pineapple is acidic, which can irritate the stomach lining of some older adults, especially when eaten alone. The natural sweetness makes it easy to overeat, and it digests rapidly, flooding your system with fructose and glucose at a time when insulin sensitivity is already declining with age. The situation gets even riskier when pineapple is canned in syrup or juiced. When you remove the fiber, your body absorbs the sugar even faster, almost like drinking soda. And yet, because pineapple is natural, many seniors never suspect it's the reason they feel sluggish, foggy, or off balance after meals. Let's talk about Susan, a 69-year-old grandmother from Arizona. Every evening she would enjoy a bowl of pineapple as a healthy dessert. It helped her satisfy sugar cravings, and she figured it was better than cookies. But she couldn't explain why she kept waking up exhausted, with blood sugar numbers slowly climbing each month. When her dietitian asked about fruit, Susan was shocked to learn her go-to snack was one of the worst offenders. After switching to berries with Greek yogurt instead, she noticed fewer sugar crashes and more stable mornings. Comment 3. If pineapple is something you've eaten recently, or if this made you pause and think twice, just knowing you're still here helps. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's one simple way to support our weekly videos packed with practical science-backed elderly advice. Number 3. Bananas. Especially the overripe ones. Bananas are one of the most commonly eaten fruits in America, especially among seniors. They're convenient, soft, easy to chew, and rich in potassium. But what many older adults don't realize is that bananas, especially overripe bananas, can wreak havoc on blood sugar levels. The reason is simple. As a banana ripens, its starches turn into simple sugars, that spotted brown speckled banana sitting on your kitchen counter. It may taste sweeter, but it's also absorbed into your bloodstream far faster than a green or yellow banana. For seniors with diabetes, this matters more than most people think. The average medium banana contains around 14 grams of sugar and 27 grams of total carbohydrates. But when it's overripe, its glycemic index can jump dramatically, leading to a quicker and sharper spike in glucose. And unlike fruits with skin or pulp that slow down sugar absorption, bananas are soft, low in fiber, and digested rapidly. Now let me tell you about Larry, a 72-year-old former mailman who thought he was doing everything right. Each morning, he'd start his day with a banana and a cup of coffee before heading out on his morning walk. He believed the banana gave him energy, and at first it did. But 2 hours later, Larry would feel dizzy, weak, and sometimes even confused. His daughter eventually bought him a glucose monitor, and they started tracking his morning readings. The culprit, that perfectly ripe banana, was sending his blood sugar soaring, then crashing. What made a difference for Larry was learning how to eat bananas the right way. Instead of eating a full banana alone, he began having half a banana with a scoop of almond butter or a few walnuts. The fat and protein slowed digestion and prevented those wild spikes. He didn't have to give up bananas, he just had to stop treating them like a snack on their own. Comment 4 if you eat bananas regularly, or if this made you rethink how you're eating them. I want to know you're still with me. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss next week's elderly advice that could change how you eat and live after 65. Number 4. Grapes. Tiny but trouble. They're small, sweet, and easy to pop into your mouth without a second thought. But grapes are one of the most misleading fruits for seniors managing diabetes. Because they're bite-sized and feel light, people often assume they're harmless. But the truth is, grapes are high in sugar and low in fiber, which means they can spike your blood sugar quickly, especially if eaten in large quantities. And most people don't measure out a serving of grapes, they just eat them by the handful. 1 cup of grapes, just a small bowl, can contain around 23 grams of sugar. That's almost as much sugar as a candy bar. And unlike apples or pears, grapes don't provide much fiber or bulk to slow down the absorption. So when you eat a bunch of grapes, especially without a meal, your blood sugar can jump up rapidly and then crash, leaving you feeling weak, tired, or even anxious. Let me tell you about Mildred, a 76-year-old widow who lived alone and often felt a little lonely in the evenings. She'd sit down in front of the TV after dinner with a bowl of green grapes. They were her comfort snack, and she thought they were a healthier choice than cookies. But over time, she started feeling unusually tired after her evening snack and found herself waking up groggy the next morning. Her blood sugar readings showed late-night spikes that were traced directly back to her innocent little bowl of grapes. Once she started measuring her portions and replacing some of those grapes with nuts or a slice of cheese, her evening symptoms improved, and so did her sleep. Comment 5 if grapes are in your fridge right now, or if this made you reconsider how often you eat them. That lets me know you're still here and learning with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We share elderly advice each week that's not just informative, but truly life-improving for seniors over 60. Number 5. Oranges. Are they actually safe? Oranges have a reputation for being one of the healthiest fruits you can eat. They're packed with vitamin C, full of water, and seem like a perfect immune booster, especially for seniors. But here's what most people don't realize. Oranges can quietly become a blood sugar trap, especially if you eat them the wrong way. And even worse, orange juice is one of the fastest ways to spike blood sugar levels, even more than many sugary sodas. A medium orange contains about 12 grams of sugar and 2.4 grams of fiber, which sounds okay until you consider that most people eat oranges on their own, without anything to slow down digestion. The real danger comes when seniors choose orange juice instead of the whole fruit. A single 8-ounce glass of orange juice can contain 22-26 grams of sugar, and because it's in liquid form with no fiber, your body absorbs it almost instantly, causing a glucose surge. For a senior with reduced insulin sensitivity, that means fatigue, headaches, and long-term A1C complications if it happens regularly. Let's look at Marilyn, a 68-year-old woman who had been drinking orange juice every morning for years, thinking it was the healthiest part of her breakfast. She was shocked when her new doctor asked her to stop it immediately. Instead, the doctor advised her to eat half of a whole orange with a small handful of almonds to stabilize her blood sugar. At first, Marilyn was skeptical, but within 2 weeks, her energy in the mornings had improved. Her glucose readings were more stable, and she wasn't crashing mid-morning like she used to. The orange itself wasn't the problem. It was how and when she consumed it. Comment 6 if you've had orange juice this week, or if this gave you something to think about. I want to know you've stayed with me through the entire list. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button now. We've got more practical, eye-opening elderly advice coming your way every single week. Now you've seen it. 5 fruits that may be harming your blood sugar more than helping it. And the truth is, most seniors have no idea. Because fruits look healthy, they feel safe. But after 60, your body processes sugar differently. Some fruits, especially when eaten alone or in large portions, can cause serious spikes that lead to fatigue, blurry vision, or worse, long-term diabetic complications. But here's the hopeful part. You don't need to cut out all fruit. In fact, there are fruits that are surprisingly safe for diabetics, even beneficial, ones that help stabilize blood sugar, boost your energy, and protect your heart and brain. Most people just don't talk about them. So here's my question to you. Would you like to see a video on the 5 best fruits for seniors with diabetes that less people talk about, but should? Fruits that are gentle on your system, full of healing compounds, and often overlooked. Comment yes below if you're interested. If enough of you comment, we'll prioritize that video and get it ready for you as soon as possible. And before you go, tell me which fruit from today's list surprised you most. Was it watermelon, pineapple, bananas, grapes, or oranges? Drop the number in the comments so I know you stayed with me all the way through. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We post simple, clear, and truly useful elderly advice every week because aging should be empowering, not confusing. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.